Hi everyone, my name's Avila and today I'm going to walk you through some tips and tricks to best prepare yourself for Dragonflight. Dragonflight will be launching on the 28th of November 2022, but before that we will have a pre-patch where players will be able to start leveling and setting up their new Drakthir evokers, as well as getting to grips with some of the new systems and interfaces. As of the time of this video, we don't yet have a confirmed date for the pre-patch, but they typically last around a month or so we could be looking at a pre-patch date of late October. While there are new things coming, there are also some things that are leaving us as of the release of the pre-patch and later with the release of the expansion. Let's start with the things that will no longer be available when the pre-patch launches. With the pre-patch, the Shadowlands Season 4 Keystone Master mount, the Restoration Deathwalker, will no longer be available. You can earn this mount by achieving a Mythic Plus rating of at least 2000 in Season 4 of Shadowlands, which can easily be achieved by completing every dungeon on a plus 15 key on both Tyrannical and Fortified. Of course, there is some leniency with this, meaning that if you complete a key that's higher than a 15, you would be able to complete a lower level key in a different dungeon and still be able to make up the difference. In the same vein as Mythic Plus, the Dragonflight pre-patch will also signal the end of Mythic Plus dungeon teleports for the Season 4 dungeon pool. You can unlock a dungeon teleport by timing a plus 20 key or higher in that respective dungeon. However, since the Return to Karazhan, Operation Mechagon and Tazavesh dungeons were originally mega dungeons each split into two halves, you need to time a plus 20 or higher in both wings of each dungeon to unlock their teleports. Those are the two key things that will become unavailable once the pre-patch hits. Now let's take a look at what's going away when the expansion fully releases on the 28th of November. When Dragonflight launches, the Shadowlands feat of strength called Back from the Beyond will no longer be obtainable. Back from the Beyond is an enormous achievement, and depending on how much progress you've made on it already, you may or may not have time to finish it before Dragonflight. I have a guide available on my channel that will walk you through each achievement needed for the Back from the Beyond feat of strength, as well as a whole separate guide video covering the more specific achievement called Walking in Memphis. I will link both of those in the description if you want to work on those achievements before Dragonflight launches. But for now, the key thing to note is that the most time-gated elements of this achievement are the Be Our Guest and Things to Do When You're Dead achievements for the Shadowlands Dilettante. You need around 4 weeks to finish Be Our Guest and 4 to 6 weeks for Things to Do When You're Dead, as both these achievements involve weekly quests and some amount of RNG. Back from the Beyond rewards you with the Veilstrider title, but nothing else. So it's up to you whether this achievement means anything to you, but it might be worth checking how much progress you've made on it already to see if it might be worth polishing it off before Dragonflight. You can do this by running a script in your game to track the feat of strength like a regular achievement. Since it's a feat of strength, it won't show up in your achievement pane until you have earned it. I will leave this script in the description below for you to paste into your game. The next thing to leave us when Dragonflight lands is the Fated Raid system from Shadowlands. Completing each Fated Raid on a different difficulty grants you different rewards, including the Slimecap mount, the Hero of Fate title, and raid teleports. These will all be unobtainable once Dragonflight launches, since Fated Raids will close when the new expansion is released. If you haven't completed any of the Fated Raids yet, you would need a minimum of 3 weeks to get every reward you need, so again, see what progress you have made already and figure out which rewards you would like to pick up before they become unavailable. Similarly, the Ahead of the Curve mount for the Jailer will no longer be available once Dragonflight hits, meaning that you have a limited time to kill the Jailer on Heroic difficulty to earn the Carcinized Zereth Steed mount. However, you don't have to kill the Jailer while he is fated to earn this mount. When Dragonflight launches, the Shadowlands Season 4 PvP rewards will also become unobtainable, those being the Eternal Gladiator's Soul Eater mount, the Eternal Gladiator title, as well as the Eternal Flux weapon illusion. Now that we've covered everything that's going away with either the pre-patch or the expansion launch, I wanted to leave you with a few tips to prepare for Dragonflight. Firstly, it might be wise to stock up on some gold. When a new expansion releases, lots of players return to the game and the economy becomes very volatile, often resulting in high prices for things like consumables and crafting reagents. However, the end of an expansion is often one of the best times to save up your gold because there's not really anything left to spend it on. Many players have completed their season-specific goals for raiding, Mythic Plus and PvP, meaning that there's not much need to buy potions, flasks, food, and so on. Even so, since the auction house merge in patch 927, many crafting reagents and consumables still sell well since there is an increased pool of players to sell to. Of course, the majority of these buyers are flipping items on the auction house for profit, but it still means your auctions are selling, and that's the key thing. The best ways to make gold right now are utilizing your Covenant's command table to send out missions for gold, augment runes, and materials. I would recommend taking a look at the TLDR missions add-on, which allows you to automate missions based on your preferences. For example, you can ask the add-on to only send missions that will reward gold. It will then calculate the best setup of companions and troops to send on each mission and then send it for you, in addition to automating the completion of each mission once they are done. This add-on trivializes the command table and takes away its gameplay, but it is undeniably the best way to make gold from your command table. I will link TLDR missions in the description below for you to download if you would like to. Another easy gold farm is Covenant Callings. Especially now that we're at the end of Shadowlands, your main's item level will outscale these callings quite drastically, meaning that you can steamroll through them very quickly. Each completed calling can reward you with between 2,000 to 4,000 gold each, which becomes all the more profitable if you are able to use alts for these callings as well. Working on callings will also be feeding you reputation with each covenant, which will eventually lead you to Paragon caches, which offer another 2,000 to 3,000 gold each. Another way to prepare for Dragonflight is to take a look at your Anima across your account and see if there are any purchases you'd like to make with it. These Anima rewards will still be available in Dragonflight, but you'll be spending so much time in the new expansion that you will likely end up sitting on a pile of Anima and never spend it. Head over to each Covenant vendor to see mounts, pets, toys, transmogs, and more for you to invest your Anima in, especially if you enjoy collecting. And now that you can freely swap between each covenant, these rewards are even more accessible than ever. If you'd rather swap your Anima for gold, you can try exchanging 7,500 Anima for bags of crafting materials from Tukol in the Hall of Holding in Oribos, but I would say that 7,500 Anima is a steep price for what you get. Finally, when the first season of Dragonflight launches, everyone will have their Valor and Conquest points reset, and oftentimes, Blizzard reimburses players with gold depending on how much Valor or Conquest they left unspent. This gold is usually negligible, and you would be better off investing your resources in gear or other items like crafting reagents to craft with or sell. You can exchange your Valor with Kotul in Oribos by the Great Vault, who will offer you bags of callous hide, Alithium ore, or lightless silk for 750 Valor each. Those were my tips for preparing yourself for Dragonflight and the pre-patch. I hope this video helped you figure out what you need or want to get done while you still can. If you enjoyed and would like to see more from me, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date with all of my future content. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in Dragonflight. Bye!